Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Nighttime Devotions with Natalie. Um, if the camera is a little bit shaky tonight, I'm sorry, it's not on a tripod. I'm trying something different. I found out that it takes a really long time to upload my videos when I'm not using just my phone. So we'll have to figure something out. I'll make it work, and I might go back to the other camera. I noticed that this one had a little bit better lighting. I think the microphone works better on this, but I will, when I have some free time on one of the weekends or something like that, I will play around with that other camera setup and all of that good stuff. And then just figure out the best way to upload things. Because the yesterday's didn't actually get uploaded until sometime this morning. And so when I say, I'll see you tomorrow night, well, no, it's tonight. But so just trying something new, but we're still gonna go with it. So we are continuing our devotion series with Unshakable by Christine Caine. And as I said in my last video, I am playing catch up. You can go back to that video and kind of see why. So we're going to do 2 days worth of devotions, and I am just trying to do that until we catch up. So I'm about 2 weeks behind, so we'll see how I do with that. But yeah, so we will start. So this was the January 9th one, if you are following along. And the title is Serving Behind the Scenes. The verse is 1 Samuel 16:13. Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed David in the presence of his brothers, and from that day on the Spirit of the Lord came powerfully on David. When David was anointed by God to be king of Israel, this is now the devotion. When David was anointed by God to be king of Israel, he was merely a boy tending his family's sheep. He was serving in obscurity, separate from his older brothers and where all the action seemed to be. Still, God knew David was the one, and he used David mightily in Israel's history. Maybe you are serving the Lord in total obscurity and anonymity. Maybe you're given jobs no one else wants. If so, welcome them. Like David, there could be something great that God is maturing you to do. If you feel disregarded by your family, your boss, your co-workers, then you are in David's good company. David was disregarded and dismissed until it was time for God's plan for David to unfold. Have confidence in God's plan for you, regardless of what today looks like. Remember that you are not unseen by God. He knows your name, your faithful service, and your heart. God knows your giftedness, your potential, and your faithfulness to Him when no one else does. Know that the God who assigned you to your current place will find you when it is time for your promotion. Then her prayer for this one is, Lord, reading these words makes me excited about the role you have for me in your kingdom. I believe that you are using today to prepare me for tomorrow. So just my thoughts on this one. Looking back on some of my life, I can completely see now how God was using those past jobs and those past experiences to help me where I am right now. Now, did I realize it back then? Did I rejoice in it? Absolutely not. I was not that smart. I didn't have this. I should have had this. But I remember one job in particular that is still, to me, the worst job I've ever had. And it wasn't the job itself, though that it wasn't the most glamorous job either. It was working in the deli area of a grocery store doing fried chicken and all that good stuff. But it was just one of those jobs that it was not a good fit for me. There were other things that were going on, but I can now see how working that job has given me some clarity and some experience, either of what to do, of what not to do in my current role, which is it's really funny because that job was right out of college, and I it was just something to do while I was trying to find an actual job. And that sounds bad because that was an actual job. It really was, but it was not in my field, and so to me, that's what made it not an actual job. And what is funny is that life did a full 360, and I am now still working in the food service industry, not in the field that I went to school for. And so yeah, I'm using what I learned from that job and other jobs in my current job. And so yeah, I can see exactly where God kind of knew the path and was putting me in places. And there are other jobs that I wholeheartedly believe in doing the job to the best of your ability, even if it's not a job you like or you're very good at. And so, and I can see where there are times where I would do things because I knew that God was watching me, and not necessarily because I actually had to do them or I was asked to do them or something. And in some ways, I think that also helped me to get where I am right now, because I wasn't doing it because I had to, or because I was being ordered to, or anything like that. I was doing it in order to serve the Lord. And I think with that, the Lord then brought me into bigger roles. And so that's really cool. All right, we will go on to January 10th. When God is ready. And the verse for this one is Joshua chapter 6, verse 5. Have the whole army give a loud shout. Then the wall of the city will collapse, and the army will go up, everyone straight in. And she says, throughout my life, I've faced many kinds of walls. They blocked me, slowed me down, and challenged me to grow in my faith. Sorry, my dog's trying to get ready for bed. The process of standing and obeying God until they shaped me. The process always stretched me, but God eventually used those walls for something beautiful. And He'll use the wall you're facing today to do the same for you. When the Israelites were facing the ominous walls of Jericho, the facts of the situation were bleak. The walls were high and thick and tightly shut. God's perspective was different. He saw Jericho already delivered to His people. The promise was a done deal. But Joshua and the people had to walk through a God-ordained 7-day process. During those 7 days, they were to march around the city, Joshua 6. They were promised that they'd get to witness a miracle when, at their shout, God would bring the wall down. And that's exactly what happened. When we take our eyes off God's promise, all we see is a wall. But God is using that barrier to stretch us and to shape us according to His purposes. That barrier will soon come down when He is ready. Our job is to keep marching, worshiping, and following Him until He gives us the order to shout in celebration when His promise is fulfilled. And her prayer is, God, thank you for thank you for the refining, shaping work you are doing. I believe you'll make my wall fall down. And that one did get me a little bit. As I am in a season right now where I am trying very hard to follow God and to wait on His timing, to be patient on Him, to do His will, even if that is not what I think my will is. And so it's the picture of the waiting until the wall falls down, and the wall will fall down. You just have to keep marching. That one really struck a chord with me because I'm not very good at waiting sometimes. And so, and I'm trying to be better at it right now. That's one of my daily prayers. And so I think I will carry that vision now of that I am marching around, and one of these days the walls are going to fall down, and what I am working towards, what I've always wanted in some way, will come to pass. And it might not be the way that I envisioned it. Most likely it won't be. But that God is working on something, and that it is going to be great and glorious. And I just have to keep marching until He is ready for those walls to come down. It's a pretty cool vision in my head right now. So with that, I will pray us out, and then I will be back tomorrow night. So, but dear Lord, I ask you to come. I ask that you bless and keep everyone who is watching and listening to this safe. That you just help give us direction and guidance, and especially the patience to just keep marching, and to have faith that what you have promised, and what you can give to us is going to come, and in your timing, all things will be made right and joyful, and we'll be praising your name in it. I also just thank you so much for the ways that you have seen my future, and you are setting me up for success in the different things that I am doing right now, even if I do not see that. And I pray that for others as well, that they might not see what they are doing right now is going to lead them into a more successful or bigger area of their life. But if they continue to do it and do it because they want to praise you and to honor you, that you will reward them back. And I just thank you for that. So I just pray that you put your loving arms around everyone, and that you shine your light down on us, and that we can help shine that light to others. In the Lord's name I pray. Amen. All right. I will see you guys back here tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.